A woman struggling with motherhood and raising her infant son gets a new lease on life when a librarian presents to her a self help book that really helps her delve into her animalistic side. Film fans YouTube, hello and welcome back to the channel. I am Josh, your Movie Apprentice, and today, continuing my Beer Island and Film Festival coverage, we are looking at Nightbitch, directed by Marielle Heller and starring Amy Adams and Scoot McNairy. This is a film that was one of the big highlights going into the festival. It was one that had a lot of hype going into it because with Amy Adams being in the film, you know you're in for a good time because Amy Adams is one of those actors that always brings her all to a role, and this film is no different. Nightbitch is a film that, if you're a mother, this will tick all your boxes. This is unfiltered in how angry and aggressive and disgusting at times that motherhood, especially for an infant, can be. It executes it masterfully. Whilst the husband is away at work for days at a time, coming home, the mother is there, exhausted. Both individuals are exhausted all the time, but can't truly understand each other when it comes to it. From the husband's perspective, he's been working all the time, she's been looking after the kid, should be easy, and for her, it is the reverse. And it focuses mainly from her perspective. And I will say that Amy Adams is incredible in this. This is very much a film that is carried by her performance. I loved the internal monologues that she sometimes goes down. There are little exchanges of dialogue during chance meetings with people where they're talking about motherhood, and we will have Amy Adams go off on a tangent before it all turning out to happen within her head and cut into the classic small talk, oh, everything's fine, it is so lovely kind of conversation. Now, the film does have weird elements to it that really delve into the theme of the primal nature of humanity and motherhood and just how carnal things are. And she basically touches into the animalistic side, that more primal side that is not tied down to societal norms. It feels like the film could have done a bit more to go further down that path, as it never really is clear if a lot of this has happened within her mind or if this is all happening in real life. Is it a supernatural film? The film never really clarifies this, and that means it's a little bit convoluted at times. There was a scene where this character, who is very distant from their friend group purely because they're the only mother within that particular group, this scene really leans into establish that they have very little in common to talk about anymore, and how this scene finishes seems like it's a very definitive end to this particular friendship, or at least something very bizarre and macabre. However, by the end of the movie, when some of these characters reintroduce themselves, it's like nothing happened. So I can never really tell if some of these animalistic moments where she goes into a full almost wolf mode are within herself, or if they are things that are happening in real life and people just aren't questioning it. There are some interesting exchanges. There's an exchange with a group of moms that are very morbid, and I will say that the mom group shots you just make throughout the film and their little bits of small talk I really enjoyed. However, it does feel very disjointed in the tone of the movie. There's definitely a theme of empowerment in there. In fact, there's 100% a theme of empowerment in it, but it just feels like it doesn't fully commit to its weird elements. And that means whatever the film is playing it on the straight and narrow, it becomes very difficult to really focus. Now, that being said, I absolutely adore the core relationship between the mother and her son in this. Honestly, the kid actor in this is great. They just say things in the most blunt way as any toddler would. Their role was basically, hey kid, you are going to say the most inopportune things at the most inopportune time and cause your mother on screen to stress a lot. Have fun. And this kid goes with that, and Amy Adams bounces off them so well. It's just a hilarious movie at times. When it gets deep, it can get deep. There are some genuine, intimate conversations between the wife and the husband. And I'm not using character names because they don't have names. They are never given names throughout this film. It is very much the mother, the husband. That is literally what they tend to be called throughout this film. But I like how the film did go its way to not demonize the husband in this. Many films like this, you would expect the husband to be this clueless idiot that doesn't know anything. They show a nice middle ground and a clashing of their genuine concerns that they keep bottled up from each other all the time, and they come out in these waves of cataclysmic explosions that really help drive the narrative forward. And I thought that was a very impactful part of the movie, and it led to a nice arc that you could really get invested in. That's something that the film did like at times, is where it was going and where the investment was going to come from, because there are several apparent dream sequences in this that are interesting, albeit you have to question why certain things happened. This is just a movie that is very dark in its humor because of just how, well, oh, it's just very relatable to parents of the young kids out there, and that's who it's going to be for. A lot of people didn't like this as much as I did, but I thought Nightbitch was a very good movie. It just could have done with leaning a bit more into the weird side. But Amy Adams' performance is great, and I loved the arc and the conversations had throughout the film's runtime. And I just wish that there was a bit more clarity on what was truly happening versus what was all fictional within her mind as she is going through this self-help book. Nightbitch is a film that if you're a parent, you're going to enjoy it. And if you're not a parent, or you've not been around parents or have heard their grievances firsthand, then you might not get as much out of the film as I did. But for those that fall into that former category, definitely check this one out. If nothing else, Amy Adams is brilliant in this. Before I get into my grade, if you like what you're seeing on the channel, click the like button and subscribe for more video reviews that's coming all the time. Without further ado, let's jump into my grade. Nightbitch is a movie that doesn't fully commit to its weird side that can hold the film back, but a solidly performance by Amy Adams and a great arc showing the husband and the wife and how they clash with each other before we get to the end of the movie is a really interesting subject. And seeing this person that is a bit dead inside getting a fire lit within themselves thanks to self-help book is a great story to follow. And I feel like a lot of parents out there will relate to this. Yes, being a mom is hard, and this film very much highlights that to an unfiltered, unbiased, and almost disgusting degree. I'm gonna have to say that for me, that Nightbitch is a good cup of tea. So Nightbitch, have you seen it? If you have, let me know you thought down in the comments below. If you'd like to see the channel, click the like button and subscribe for more reviews that's coming all the time. Without further ado, I am Josh, I have been Movie Apprentice, and I'll see you all in the next video.